Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of the GOW Generation Wrestling Podcast. As always, you're truly the franchise, aka the showstopper, better known as the GOW's resident tribal chief. And with me, as always, I got my tag team partner, my brother, my family. Here's the flyest in the room, Mr. 1, 2, 3. Pin that ass down, K Breezy, aka EC's resident Isaac Hayes, King Tuco. Bro, what's good?
Man, what's good with the people, man, on this fine Friday night, man, as we are kicking it right now, man, with AEW Rampage is on right now, but we going to talk some SmackDown, hanging out with my boy, the Tribal Chief, man, the Hood Tribal Chief, the Franchise 216, man. What it do, man?
Oh, man, just, hey, man, we here, man. Double dipping on daddy duty today, man, but we made it in time to see some crazy shenanigans at the end of the show. From what I've seen, man, pretty decent show. And yeah, man, that last little end though kind of had me like, all right. And I'm starting to notice, man, that factions and multi-person groups are really starting to fold in WWE.
Yeah, you noticed that too, huh?
Yeah.
I've kind of noticed that too, and I've been wondering, like, I wonder why, I wonder why that's been that way. But that's, it could be anything, I don't want to speculate, as to why we're seeing so many now.
Yeah. And it's funny because, it was weird. Like WWE at one point in time, like they put a whole bunch of factions and groups together. And now it seems like at the same time they dismantling a whole bunch of factions and groups. I'm like, what is going on? I mean, it could be for better or for worse, but I just noticed it's like, damn, on Raw and SmackDown and NXT, it's just like, bruh, groups is falling apart left and right. You don't know who the leader is nowadays. You feel me?
Yeah, that's true, man. And then definitely gonna have some leader change in this last faction we just saw. But bro, man, let's while we Earl says a 1.6. I'm kind of with you, Earl, and we'll get into that reason why, man. First off, man, let's say this, man. We start the night off. LWO comes out, and Ray just glosses over the fact. Man, he just glosses over the fact that Santos left that the brass knuckles on the apron, but Carlito didn't. Carlito came out and he let it be known. And then that kind of stirred up the pot, which honestly, I'm kind of surprised. Not surprised. I kind of wanted this to happen a while ago, but I guess they picked a better opportune time to do it with the Logan Paul whole situation, which he wasn't even there. So that was one thing. And you could have did a video package or something. Earl says, I'm actually considering the cross-state drive to Evansville next week. Well, hey, man, if you take that drive, make sure you send in some pictures. But the whole, it was what it was. And then, of course, Carlito and Bobby Lashley had their match, which was okay. It wasn't nothing. I wasn't impressed. It wasn't nothing. It wasn't nothing. I never saw Carlito as a power guy. So it ain't like, I expected him to really hang in there with Bobby Lashley. I mean, I understand he put on some muscle, since the last time he's been in there, but I still ain't never really looked at Carlito that way. And it's not like his movement isn't all that great. I mean, Bobby is already at that age, but it already feels one way, watching these two kind of guys at this age in their careers. It didn't really flow well with me, man. The crowd seemed to eat it up. Lashley got the victory after some shenanigans. Santos came down to kind of help out, but didn't help out. And then Ray got upset about it. Then, of course, they got to shoving and pushing each other. And then Santos finally let it loose, and he finally attacked Ray. And, it was kind of bittersweet because, Ray kind of he punched him back, but he still wanted to have hope until Santos pushed him to the ring post. And then he fell between the stairs, and then he kicked the stairs. And then Selena came out. Man, I mean, you almost feel like it's a worse story than Dom and Ray. Like it's it's like, dude, I don't know, man. It didn't turn out the way I thought I wanted it to. I mean, it did what I thought it would do, but it was like, why did this seem to kind of fall flat to me? I don't know. It's just to me, but what did you think?
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro, man. It didn't tickle my pickle, man. You know, uh, I'm gonna be honest. In the words of LA Knight, I didn't feel a tingling in my loins, as one would say. And to me, it was just like, yo, it was very, very bad acting. Very bad acting. Like Carlito barely even got a chance to get the accusation out before Santos just got salty and walked out the ring. It's like, damn, bro, like you're not even gonna try to plead your case. You just gonna yell at Ray, or you chose him over me. That's wild, damn, bro. Like,
Like
can you
you did it, like you did that though, man. You sat the thing on the apron and then ran after the boy, man. Like you could have left him on the ground. You could have put him in your pocket. You could have held up with something, man. But
But
you
you know what's
you
crazy?
did that. Like it wasn't like Cordito was wrong. He was right.
And the funny part was, you and I, when we was watching it live, we said, they're like, bro, it could have been any more obvious. It ain't like you ran and then dropped it as you was running. You literally went out of your way to place them and push them across the apron. So it's like, bro, tell me where you know when I'm telling lies. Then Kevin Owens on commentary, he's the most backstabbing tag team partner in the history of it. And even he was like, yeah, Carlito got a point. like, like, come on, bro. Accusations, in the words of Rick Ross and Leo.
Accusations, huh? Well, man, still, man. But you know, it's like, dude, you know, I guess that's the thing. I'd rather he had just been more admitted of it. You know,
Yeah,
like yeah, like you know, you took my shot. Like yeah, I got injured, and you took my spot, but I should have received the championship opportunity. You know, not Theory, not anybody else. You shouldn't have fought nobody else. I should have been the first person you fought, which
yeah,
I thought they were leading up to, but somehow it just never happened. So it was like, damn, like they were building on it, but they should have been pulled the trigger. At
yeah.
least for me, I feel like they should have been pulled the trigger, at least from that aspect of it. But I feel like that's what he should have been more of that instead of just being more like, oh my god, I don't know why I'm doing this. No, you know exactly why you're doing this, man. We all saw why you're doing. I expected you to do this.
And
So
can
it's
I
like,
say what really confused me? Because two things. Because you just said something. One, he like, I don't know why I'm doing this. But then in the back, when they tried to interview him, he said Ray had it coming. So bitch, you knew why you did it because he had it coming. But then two, something that kind of was like, was the fact that his LWO stablemates, his Legato stablemates, they stayed with Ray and Carlito. I'm like, oh, okay. I was thinking like maybe if Santos turn, maybe we get a full LWO turn, at least their two original members. And then they stay with Ray. I'm like, oh, is this about to be a heel Santos going solo? If that's the case, if you don't give me a heel Santos solo, I'm down. I'm down.
I mean, it may be the right move for him to go solo. They tried the Elgato thing, and honestly, well, they tried it, but they didn't get the full backing of it, and then they ended up moving it to the LWO thing, and then we got the full creator switch. So I was kind of hoping maybe Triple H will find a way for them, and he may still do it. What's going on, Kimberly, Earl, Leo, everybody showing up to the party? I
Hey,
I I I I I just feel like that could have just been a little different. Acting like you didn't know why. You knew why, but if this is just the leading up to his heel turn, which we kind of all suspected it was gonna happen. All right,
yeah,
cool. Um, I would love to see the faction because just considering you're having so many factions, so why not give them a legitimate run as a
yeah,
real true heel faction? You ain't got to go so much back to the Elgato thing. You can, or you can push the LWO thing if you want to, but you push them more as heels. I think that'll be, I think that's about your two best options outside of just leaving Santos by himself to go heel. Uh,
absolutely, absolutely. Hey, bro, man, your people showing out. Your people
Man,
showing
yeah,
out.
we gotta get some of these comments, man. We gotta get some of these comments, man. Because
Earl handing out the motions.
man, right, I gotta go back up, man. I gotta go back up, man, because man, things were just going. All right, man. Leo first said, man, or Earl said, man, ringside seats as low as $108 for where he's going for next week, which is
Oh
cool.
yeah.
That's not bad. Leo then says your boy gonna have a 2-week AEW run, January 10th, Jacksonville, January 17th, Charleston, South Carolina. Leo, man, we need all pictures and everything else that you bring along with it.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
then of course he was laughing. Then Earl says, I'm not liking the creative direction of Lashley and Street Profits at all. Yeah, a lot of people really aren't vibing with it, but I think now it's starting to shape out a little bit.
Yeah,
They need to get them tag team titles off people, man. They need to just take that whole thing. Don't even just you might as well just take the whole thing. They need to move the titles off of them. They I mean at least separate the titles and put them back on SmackDown. You need to have gold to have these guys mean something, man. Right now they just out here just doing shit. Um,
yeah.
then of course Leo says we could have hit him with the Rick Ross accusations. Then Earl had to remind Leo he got demoted to sanitation. Back with no write up tonight. Yeah, nah, yeah, Leo, Kimberly, you good for the night. Uh, Earl, he said, hell no. Leo said, hell no. I'm gonna hit Earl with the accusations when he tries to write me up. We have comment area black party tonight called SmackDown was trash. Ooh, yeah, hey, SmackDown was a bit of trash, but we're gonna get into the rest of that, man. Damage Control had their little promo after this. Basically, they these women are from Japan. Their English are not that great, but they got their point across. For Kyrie Singh, I think her character is going to take a little bit of getting used to again. It's not that people don't remember her, but I think just the way she kind of comes off, because she kind of come off lost, like she don't. And I think that's kind of what was kind of the thing for her before she left. I don't think a lot of people felt like she was, she just seemed lost sometimes. Like she delivered what she had to say, but it felt like maybe she had to think about what she had to say. And
Hmm.
it's like, and maybe it was just me, or maybe I was just looking at it differently. But um, what did you? How do you feel about this Kyrie Singh joining Damage Control, and right now it being a four or what? Well, before we get to a 5 women team, it's just a 4 women team.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I like it. Okay, so my thing is, with Kyrie and EO, I'm like, okay, we got that, and then I'm like, well, where does this leave Dakota and Bailey? But more specifically, Bailey. And what I did like, and this is what I like about Triple H taking over WWE Creative. Whenever there's a major storyline that has past implications, whether it's from their time in WWE previously or their time in another company, I like how they're allowing commentary to go back and like, okay, such and such fought in Japan, such and such fought in ROH, and with this, they played on the fact that, okay, back in 2020, during the height of the pandemic, the last time we seen Kyrie saying in WWE, she got her head bashed in by Bailey, who is now afraid of Kyrie having an ulterior motive because her and Io at that time were best buddies, but then her and Oscar were the Kabuki Warriors on TV. So it was kind of like, yo, everybody has this. It's kind of like when you get involved with somebody, right? When you start dating somebody new, and then that ex shows back up, or that high school crush shows back up, man, and you got hit, you building something with this person here, but the history is already there with that person. So now, as a new person, you kind of wondering, okay, where is this going? Why are you here? What are we doing? And I like Kyrie. Kyrie was like, I respect you as the leader of Damage Control. I forgive you. But I'm not sold on that yet, bro. That's why I said you don't know who the leader is or who doing what. Because it seemed like EO is more loyal, or and at least it came up as, hey, Bailey, we cool, but Kyrie, hey, that's my girl. So
I,
I'm like, I feel like if shit was to hit the fan,
it is what it is.
it is what it is. So, but I like the. I do understand what you mean about Kyrie. But to me, and it could just be an observation of mine. Y'all got to forgive me as we got. Okay, there we go. I feel like with a lot of the Japanese and the Joshi talent, I feel like there's sort of a quirkiness to their personalities when it comes to American television. When you look at how Shinsuke delivers his promos, when you Oscar, she's very up there, high energy, or just kind of give you that lost vibe. EO looks lost or drunk when she's coming out, during her entrance. So I understood what you meant by that. But overall, man, I enjoyed it. I'm curious to see where it goes. And I will admit, I wasn't a huge fan of Carrie her first time around. Loved the elbow, didn't really care for the little sailor thing. But now this version of her, I'm like, okay. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit. I want to see what's popping.
Okay. Leo says I think they're gonna do a women's war games with these two teams. I could see that happening. It'd be interesting to see who the fourth will be for the SmackDown side of things.
Yeah.
And then of course, man, we got Dragon Lee. He beat Cedric Alexander. Pretty cool, pretty nice match. You know, not
What
too
you
too.
gonna what you gonna call it? Such an entertainer?
I really was. I really was. And then, of course, LA Knight came out, you know, basically addressed the crowd, let them know, you know, he'll try to get him next time, champ. And then him and Grayson Waller had a match. Yeah, he pretty much ended up winning. Then, of course, KO ended up fighting Waller in theory after they came out to antagonize him, which was cool. But obviously, something's going to go with. I don't know, man. I don't know if KO is going to get Sammy to tag with him again, or what's going to happen, or who's going to help KO with this conundrum. Because unless he's going to do a 2-on-1 with Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how that works out for him.
Yeah, I don't know because I'm trying to think like as of right now, KO just got to SmackDown, so I don't know if he has anybody on the SmackDown side that's not in a feud that'd be willing to help him right now. So the only logical person seems to be Sammy, or John Cena, but that ain't. I guess the writer strike being over, that ain't happening. So yeah, I'm curious to see who or if anyone helps KO.
Yeah, that'd be definitely that'd definitely be interesting. Then of course, man, we got a Jimmy promo. He trying to talk that talk, trying to talk like he the
Yeah.
tribal chief, and then the tribal chief had to remind his ass stop with that damn yeet shit. Like,
That shit pissed me off. He said, "No yeet." Like, shut your
noted,
bitch ass up.
and try to sound like Roman. Noted. Like,
No
man,
yeet.
man, you don't take that bass out your voice, man. He was over there happy and
You gonna,
high strong.
I'm
Yeah,
not thinking if
it's your boy Jimmy. You want me next week, boy? You gonna give me next week, boy? Yeah, boy, yeet, boy, yeet. Like, man, no,
my
like,
thing
man.
is, how are you gonna let another man to tell you to stop using some shit you made up?
Because he said he don't like that shit. That's why. Because he
You
told
know
me
what I'm
I don't
saying?
like that shit. Stop it. I don't like it.
Now, could you imagine if Jimmy told Roman to stop using acknowledge me? I don't like that. Boy, Roman would beat Jimmy
Well,
ass.
first of all, Jimmy ain't stupid. He like laying on the couch. He don't. He ain't trying to. Jimmy ain't stupid. Nah, that was Solo. That'd be a different story. But
Hey, you
that'd be
see your boy
Solo before it'd be Jimmy.
You see your boy Solo got the Roman treatment with the Solo return graphic. You peep?
Hey man, look, my boy beat the. Hey man, when you beat the GOAT, man, you get a nice little vacation time off, man. Go home and spend some time with the family. We'll see you next week, man. Shit, you got basically a whole 2 weeks. Shit,
Yeah.
because he got this week off, and then he don't go back until next week. Shit, yeah. As Ortiz, oh man, Ortiz getting his ass whooped. What the hell, Ortiz stupidly thinking? You ain't got no help.
Friends. How many of us have them?
He's got none.
Oh man. Oh
That's how many friends he's got. Yeah,
man.
man. But that was that. And then of course, man, we got the 6-woman match, which turned out to be what it was pretty much. Asuka, showing her true colors that she's a part of the new Damage Control. Earl said it earlier that they should just go ahead and kick out Dakota Kai and Bailey and just let it be them 3. I suggested that earlier that that we can see that happening. And I can definitely see that happening. Them 3 as a group, because any one of them could be the world champion, and then the other 2 can go take the tag team belts, and they can kind of just really just have a hold on the WWE women division.
Oh yeah.
Or they can go over there and take the title from Rhea, whichever they want to do with that, however they want to feel about that. But Leo trying to be funny, talking about the dry pound cake. But yeah, man, that was pretty much SmackDown. It was a 2. I gave SmackDown a 2 overall.
I'm right there
You know,
with you. I'm right there with
it really wasn't much to it. The matches weren't like all that great to me. I mean, the Dragon Lee and Cedric was cool. The Carlito and Bobby, I really wasn't into it that much. It was just some setup, getting ready for SummerSlam, Survivor Series. Sorry, I keep saying it again, Survivor Series, which understandable. It's in a couple of weeks,
you.
but yeah, I there really wasn't much else to this show, man. Any thoughts you had to anything that went on tonight?
Not too much, not too much. I mean, you pretty much hit everything around the head. The one thing I will say is I didn't know I cared to see it, but yo, seeing Bianca and Charlotte Flair standing side by side across the ring is one thing, but to see them side by side, like in my head, not that I want to see it, but I was like, damn, just imagine
I
these
want to
two big, strong women just beating the
as a
shit out the
tag
tag
team.
team division. I was like, yo, I could truly see that. Now, I don't know how long it will last because of Charlotte, but I can see that for a
I
second.
could see. Well, see, if Vince was running it, I wouldn't see it last long. But with Triple H right now, I could see that. Especially if they actually end up getting the tag team titles off Chelsea Green and
Yeah,
Michael Evans, and then they actually go back and forth between Raw and SmackDown, and
bro.
actually, man, not because honestly, I'm. There are two women that makes three women. I'll say there are three women that makes the Raw women's division really complete as far as that championship division. Uh, and that's Oscar, Flair, and Bianca. Them
Yeah,
three over there with Raquel and Shayna and Nia
yeah,
and Zoe and who am I missing? Rip besides Ripley, did I name all four? Yeah, man,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
a hell of a man. That's a hell of a group of women right there fighting for that championship, man. That's a
yeah.
hell of a group of women, man. So
Hey, the Raw women's they stacked. They
They,
stacked.
they they got some stat, and I mean they still got the rest of the women that's there, to make up the rest of the division. But
Yeah,
man, right now, which is fine, you want a lot of talent, but man, there's definitely a pecking order to who the bad bitches are and who everyone else is, and they are definitely that. And those are three women that are on SmackDown that's helping that division out, and making that do that thing. So I can definitely see them being uh, a good set of tag team champions if they let it rock like that. But I
yeah.
can also see that happening for Damage Control with what everything they got going on right now. So maybe that's something that we'll get. Maybe we'll get to see that moving forward.
It's okay. Hi. All right. Sorry, son had to make a
Hey
cameo.
man, hey, my man had to talk. My man had to talk.
Hey,
So
my man busted through the door. He knocked the clothes down, man. If y'all can see, I got a whole mess right now. I ain't never used
hey
to
man,
setup.
hey man, I'm on the show, man. What up, man?
Hey, my boy added to the feng shui, but nah, though. So yeah, I
Man,
like that. I like that. Earl, man, he said he's not interested in anything being set up for Survivor Series. Is there anything, man, that's sticking out to you so far? We only a week away?
I mean, right now, honestly, no, not really. And I think that's kind of the problem. And I kind of feel where Earl is coming from because War Games ain't like, I mean,
They should have left that at
it-
NXT, in my opinion.
it's Judgment Day. It's Judgment Day versus Cody, Roman, Seth, and Sami Zayn. It's been the same group of guys having the same. It's not even been like bloodline level of great.
Yeah,
Considering half of these people, we just seen them in there for another reason, and
right,
last
right,
year,
right.
and it's like to me, it just I like that match don't really like stick out to me. I mean, it's War Games, so I want
Mm-hmm.
to see who's going to win it, but I kind of have a feeling I know who's going to win it. But
Right, right, right.
it is what it is. But Walter's fighting the Miz. I'm just more than happy that Walter's getting a match on the pay per view than him fighting the Miz.
Right.
Um, Zoe Stark fighting Ripley. Now I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of interested in that one. I'm good with that. Outside of that, what's up, Clive?
Clive, what
I
up, baby?
I I I I really can't think of nothing else, man. That's like, damn, like I want to. This is the reason why I want to see this pay per view. Like I really don't. like Survivor Series really don't feel like there's a must see for me on their show.
Yeah, which is crazy because Survivor Series is one of the big four, so it's just like what the hell, Survivor. But to be fair though, Survivor Series the last 4 or 5 years to me really ain't been about shit. Like I'm gonna be honest, like it's just big in name at this point because I don't really feel like there's been a Survivor Series in quite some time where I was like, yo, like that was just so great.
Yeah, it's been a minute, man. I honestly, the only one that felt good to me, or like the last ones that felt good to me, was the who was it? It was the Raw. It was the 16 one where I want to say, was it the NXT? Like that one felt like, well, at least that main event felt great. Like that main event match that felt like something. Last year's War Games felt like something, and then I want to say it was where it was SmackDown versus Raw, and on it was like one of the recent ones where Shane was there or something like that, and Shane got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, I
Like
wish
one
they
of the
went back
like
to SmackDown versus Raw. A lot of people don't care about that when I say that online, but I like the SmackDown versus Raw
actually a
though.
lot. I've been seeing a lot of people like, man, just let's. I mean, now that you kind of got especially now that you got the general managers. That's why I feel
Yeah,
like some people have been saying it like, maybe you should just go back to that because you kind of are right there with that right now, man. You got the general manager of Raw, you got the general manager of SmackDown, and it's like, why not just go ahead and just kind of redo a draft? Like I would say, why not do a draft prior to the Royal Rumble, or yeah, prior to the Royal Rumble. Say prior to the Royal Rumble, give you a little start over. You're not doing no pay per view after Survivor Series, so you can kind
right.
of shake things up a little bit. Do a little draft, or not even like a whole draft, like a mock draft. Like you just shake up, like you just draft 10 different people. Like you gonna keep the rest of the people that's on your squad, but you will just draft 10 people. You can be strategic about who it is that you draft or whatnot, because
Right,
now
right,
you
right.
see you can draft people as a group, as one draft, or you can just draft the individual. So you can, I think you can finagle some stuff there. Do like a 10-person draft. Each show gets 5 picks, and you just boom, and then you just go from there, and then just do what you do from there. Was the best Survivor Series? Nah, not at all. Nowhere near it. Jocko or Jago.
Oh,
I hope
sorry.
I'm
Hold
not
on. I
messing.
got you. I got you. I got you.
Yeah. What's up with you, brother? What's going on,
Hold on.
man?
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Uh,
I had to make sure I put him back up there for you. My bad.
Clive says, man, I am good, and WWE watered down. I love WF better back in the 90s. Everybody did. Earl says, man, it's been a while. Clash at the Castle since we've had a above mid pay-per-view period.
We
Yeah,
we 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 we've had a few, and we
we've
had
had
a
a
few
few.
struggles,
Yeah.
man.
I know what he's talking about, but Clash at the Castle was kind of good from start to
Hey,
beginning.
Clash at the Castle, yo, that shit. But everything around that though was just perfect because I think that was one of the first big pay per views WWE did outside the country ever since the
Mm,
pandemic had let up. So you had
mm.
all the hype for that. Drew was on a massive, massive tidal wave. We all thought like, hey, yo, this is the moment. That didn't happen. That crowd was absolutely infectious, which I hope they do another Clash at the Castle. I didn't hear anything about that, but I hope they do that.
Well, considering they're doing all these other spots everywhere else, so yeah, you can kind of see that doing something
Earl
like that.
says, Earl says, I hope they have a real draft. Funny enough, Chris Van Vliet said the same thing where he's like, the WWE draft is like, it's comical. You and I, we've said this, where they had the draft, and then 2, 3 weeks later, you back mismatching talent again.
Yeah,
What would you say if we did like old school Ric Flair general manager, Teddy Long general manager, where you just legitimately put ping pongs in a little thing, you turn that son of a bitch around, and who you get is who you get.
well, I think that's what they always been doing. But I mean, you could do that, but well, I mean, if you want to do a full draft, go ahead. I just didn't want to sit through the whole 2 nights of doing the whole draft thing. Like considering they just kind of did it. That's why I said the 10 people. Like
Yeah,
you just kind
yeah.
of like they kind of just did a draft. All right. So it's like I don't want to sit through another two-day draft, even though it would just be that SmackDown and that Raw. But I that's why I said maybe do 10 people, you call it a day, and then you just go from there. It's not like you gotta give up all your best people. Excuse me. I'm sorry. It's
And
like
I feel
you
you.
can it's like you can lock down, like if you choose not to want to lose your champions, you can not, keep your champions from
Oh,
being drafted.
I like that. Champions have an automatic exemption. I like
Right. The only
I like
champions that
that.
but the only champions that get an exemption, unless you're going to make a separate women's tag team title for that other show, are the
Yeah.
women's tag team champions. Like they can still, like they're supposed to go from both shows. So
Right,
if
right.
you're going to keep that, cool. But everyone else, you can keep, you can keep your represent champions of who you got now, and then everyone else is up for grabs. And then that way you shake that up a little bit, and then you just go from there. Now you say that sends Drew. Where's Drew now? Drew's on Raw. I say Drew goes
Mhm.
back to SmackDown. Let him go
Hell
back
yeah.
to SmackDown. If it's not Drew, then you send Cody. You keep Jay. Like I wouldn't let Jay go back to SmackDown. I would keep Jay on Raw.
Right,
Keep
right,
that.
right.
Like you can be strategic about who it is you pick up for storyline purposes, but you don't have to. You don't have to trade in too many people, and you can only just trade just enough. And
Right,
then
right.
you break up the tag team goal. You gotta break up the men's tag team goal so both shows have their own tag team champions. You gotta do this. Man, if they just do that and then stick to their own show. Now
Yeah.
again, I don't have a problem with them putting together their the same pay-per-view. You give me 4 matches from Raw, you give me or 3 or 4 matches from Raw, 3 or 4 matches from SmackDown. If it's a pay-per-view like Royal Rumble, obviously, that's the Royal Rumble. But that's gonna be what it is. But for the most part, you can alternate whenever Roman Reigns shows up. If Roman Reigns don't show up, then Seth Rollins is going to be the main event.
Right, 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 right.
but,
Yeah,
if,
yeah.
but if Roman Reigns shows up, then
Yeah,
Seth Rollins can
man.
start the show. I don't care, man. However you want to do it, but there's ways you can go about it. But I just really feel like they can make those little few small changes, not make anything too complicated of just putting everybody on whole new different shows. You can just do enough and then just keep the people on their same shows and then just move forward with that.
Yeah.
And then that way you can tell the story of maybe you'll get a better story of who might actually beat Roman Reigns. I don't know, but I don't know. That's just my theory.
A Clyde said Survivor Series 2000. I remember. I did this for The Rock by Rikishi. It's 2023. And I still remember.
Man, hell yeah, man, because that shit was crazy. And especially to find out what happened. Then Earl says, I will say I did pick up on a hint that was given tonight. LA Knight said he was after the WWE championship. He said nothing about the Universal. I mean, I feel like whenever they take the title off Roman Reigns, they're going to
Yeah.
drop the Universal and it's going to go back to WWE Championship.
Right,
I
right, right.
I believe I feel that that's what they're going to do. That they're going to just go
To
back
be
with
honest,
that
I don't get why they just didn't do that in the first place. Like, bruh, like when they,
because his title reign is based on the Universal Championship. That's why that I keep telling. That's why I have to keep saying it for each show so people can mentally not try to forget this and gloss over this one simple fact that this title reign is not based on the WWE Championship. It is based on the Universal Championship. He didn't win the WWE Championship till a year and a half later. So
right.
it's like, bro, like this whole reign, and that's why they still have to say Universal. Now I feel like whenever they take that title off, which if we think it's going to be the person we think is going to be, it's going to be Cody. So Cody can finally have the WWE Championship, the lineage, the franchise title, the Universal Championship. That was more of a Vince McMahon. We're the universe of wrestling type of ego type of bullshit, and
Right,
it
right,
is what
right.
it is. But no, that's what's going to That's what keeps that name alive. It's the Universal Championship that has the title reign. The WWE Championship is just the undisputed part of it. That's all that is. And that was all that was. It just made it the undisputed. Outside of that, it's Universal Championship.
Hey man, every time you drop them bombs, I got to drop a explosive for you. I got to go.
Hey man, look, man, you just gotta remind people, man. That's all. Class says I doubt Cody win a thing. I mean he may not. It may not, but man, who the hell who?
I'm
He
gonna
can't
tell
keep
you,
winning everybody, man.
look, first, hey, somebody said this. Somebody said this. WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia. It sounded real good when The Rock said it, when he was talking to Pat McAfee on Game Day America and all that shit. It sounded good, but that's because we was in the middle of a strike. The Rock was sitting his ass at home, not doing the goddamn movie. John Cena, he wasn't doing shit movie-wise. They had all the time in the world for what ifs. Would you say shoulda, coulda, woulda? Yeah, fuck that. They both in Hollywood. They got to catch up on 67 months of bullshit. Ain't gonna be John Cena. Ain't gonna be The Rock. It's gotta be Cody. If it ain't Cody, bro, I'm telling you, if it's not Cody, this whole entire comeback, this whole I did it for Dusty, you gotta finish the story bullshit. If it's anybody but Cody, you fumbled the bag.
Dude, let me first say, The Rock was never gonna beat Roman Reigns. And I say that with such confidence because what's the purpose? What's the purpose of The Rock coming back just to fight? You coming all the way back just to beat Roman? Nah, man, he ain't beating Roman Reigns. That's just another thing to put Roman Reigns over. Yeah. That's it. That's all that match is built for. It's just for him to be the true head of the table. He didn't beat he's let's be real. Roman Reigns beating The Rock would be a significance of him truly becoming the true head of the table. Because we know right now, man, the true head of the table is The Rock. He's the head of the table, man. He's the one making things happen. It's him. It ain't Roman Reigns. So that's why I say, man, that's nothing more of just him winning over The Rock for that reason. Cody, again, no one buys it because and maybe that's the whole reason. Maybe that's the story. And then we're gonna talk a little bit about Rampage. I mean, in a second. It's not really much going on, but we'll talk about it in a second. But maybe that's the reason, man, that he lost. It's going to be that doubt the second time around, that we're going to doubt that Cody can get this thing done, and that miracle will happen for him, because it's like, so there's still people that want to see it. There's still people that want to see Cody get this championship, and they want to, and desperately, yes, people want to see Roman Reigns lose. When he loses, it's going to be the greatest thing ever, which is why this will cement Roman Reigns in WWE history forever. Like, dude, when you think of the top 3 greatest champions of all time, or the top champion, greatest, or just the greatest champion of all time, you're going to mention his name. Now, when you look back at the run and you compare it to the other people, which I posted a post of that, of Hulk Hogan and Roman Reigns and title defenses and stuff like that. Yeah, people will have that conversation. But damn, FTR got a gloomy ass goddamn. Like,
they channeled the spirit of Velveteen Dream in the intro.
Man, I see they really were. But I just feel like that will always be an argument against him. But you won't be able to disregard what he has done and the historical of it. Did he have some great matches? Were there some great stuff set up through the 3 years that he's been champion? Hell yeah, man. The dudes, I can't sit here and say he didn't have some matches. It's like, man, I can't wait to see this match. Like, I'm like, damn, Roman fighting this person. I can't wait to see this match. I want to see it. And we watched it and we enjoyed it. So regardless if he didn't win, I mean, he didn't lose, but we wanted to see it. So I can't sit there and say that he didn't have some great matches. Some, were, downers than others, but he's had a lot of great matches. So he'll get his respect in Prime, but he'll most definitely get that respect when you look back at it.
Oh yeah, of course. I know we got to switch gears, but so I was listening to something earlier, and speaking of, you said, what would The Rock beat Roman do for anybody? And somebody brought up this scenario where they feel like the streak should not have been broken by Brock Lesnar because of what the streak meant to the business. Not even just the Undertaker character, but literally to the business. You had a guy that for 20 some odd years, a quarter of a century, nearly went undefeated uh, and couldn't be touched. WrestleMania became synonymous with Undertaker. And they said, at this time, you were still trying to get fans behind Roman to become that next John Cena, but it wasn't quite working. And they said, in retrospect, what did that do for Brock? It didn't do anything for Brock. It didn't propel Brock any further because Brock was already that guy. Brock was already a super duper otherworldly star, especially after coming back from UFC. And they said that maybe it should have been a guy like Roman to have beaten the Undertaker. Considering Roman ended up beating the Undertaker anyway, do you think maybe that spot should have been reserved for a guy like Roman Reigns? Knowing what we know now, WWE was never going to let their finger off the trigger anyway when it came to
No,
Roman.
because Brock Lesnar was that guy.
Okay.
That's the reason. Brock Lesnar was that guy. If somebody was going to beat the streak, Brock Lesnar was that guy. Undertaker could have did. The match kind of went the way it did. That was a hell of a great move by Viking, though. God damn, that was a hell of a great move. Brock Lesnar beating Undertaker was the right move. Oh, damn, he took long darted through that table. Shit. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm watching Rampage and trying to commentate. Damn. Hey, his head just hit the side. Damn, his head just darted into that table. Brock Lesnar was that dude because he was that dude. I mean, the guy he had become, he wasn't no wrestler. He wasn't no storyteller. He was a fighter. He was going into that match to brutalize the Undertaker. He gave the Undertaker exactly what he was supposed to give the Undertaker, an ass whooping. Now, the concussion aside, Clive says the Undertaker wanted Brock to beat him in real life, and that's true because Undertaker respected Brock and what Brock was and what his legacy is. Right. When you mention Brock Lesnar being the 21-1 in the Undertaker streak speaks volumes of just the mammoth beast of who he was, not just in WWE but in UFC, just in overall. Man, if there was ever a dude that could beat the streak and keep legitimacy by beating this streak, because Undertaker beating Brock Lesnar might have actually done more damage for Brock Lesnar if you really think about it. I mean, it's not to say that Undertaker didn't come back to have some matches with Brock Lesnar and beat Brock Lesnar, but even back in the day before Brock Lesnar left for the UFC, him and Undertaker had a rivalry. Yeah. Brock Lesnar whooped his ass then, so it was like, bro, it was so honestly when you got to know that the Undertaker and Brock Lesnar had a rivalry before he left. So I might have not have liked it in the moment, but looking at it afterward, I know I got to be honest, man. I feel like Brock losing that match would have hurted him. So yeah, could that moment have been greater for someone else like Roman? It sure would have, but that might have pushed his heel turn a lot faster, to be honest, because people would have really hated him for that. So that might have put the tribal chief thing a little faster, but would it be as great as it is now? I don't think so, because Paul Heyman wouldn't have been the mouthpiece for him. He would have been still the mouthpiece for Brock. So that might not have been the move to go. So Brock winning didn't benefit him any more other than just adding to his legacy, but it could have been more detrimental losing to the Undertaker. Because let's be honest, the Undertaker wasn't that dude at that point. He was this is the guy at the tail end. This isn't the guy that was whooping it, having the battles with Shawn Michaels and Triple H and Randy Orton and Edge and Batista, and and he wasn't that guy fighting Brock Lesnar. This was an older guy that was pretty much on the tail end. That's why he lost to Roman Reigns that next year, and then kind of had a little one-off victory over Bray Wyatt and John Cena, and then that was it. There was nothing else. There was nothing else for him. He did all he could do with that WrestleMania streak. Period. Period. Him winning any longer, it would have kept up the mystique. But if
Right,
his
right.
body couldn't keep up with it, I don't see it. I don't see it being a good thing for him.
Hey man, look, first of all, you put that together so well. You so thoroughly educated in your assessment and your answers, brother. I mean, I can't if I had a rebuttal, it is no longer because I can't even sit up here and try to formulate something. At this point, I just be hating. I agree. I agree. If I try to sit up here, even if I had an inkling of a disagreement, at this point, I would just be a hater because I would just be trying to top that just for ratings.
Well, yeah. I mean, we do that anyway, but not. But I got you though. But I got you though. I mean, shit. But no, that's just what it is. I know a lot of people, feel that way, but I honestly, that's how I look at it now. Like, man, it really could have been more detrimental to him. But of course, it would have been very beneficiary for anybody except Roman. I don't think it would have made people like Roman more. I think it would have just made people hate him more. But I don't think his heel would have been as good as it is now.
Hell, yeah. Bro, I'm confused. Is AEW on a are they running over? I'm so lost. Or am I
I
behind?
mean, honestly, I think we both behind because I'm like 3. It says I'm 3 minutes behind because it's just a regular tag team match. Because on my TV, I think I had paused it or went back into rewatch something a little bit. Uh, but my match is almost over with. But yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting to see what they do. There's a few options of what I think they could do, but
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. Uh, Clive over here giving out government names and information. Just don't put nobody's social security number out here, my brother. We don't want to be a part of that. Man, but yeah, man. Right now, man, we got what is this, man? We got Commander and Vikino trying to beat FTR. They right now going through a back and forth main event match. Actually, not a bad tag team match. I'm still trying to figure out how the hell Vikino is in this match, dude. He did a suicide dive and Cash just guided his ass straight to the front of that table. Man, he smacked the shit out that table, man. Dude, that shit was just. I mean, I thought Sting fucked himself up.
Yeah.
Boy, was I wrong. Who the what the? Okay,
Yep. Yeah, I
yeah,
saw that
yeah,
thing.
yeah. But nah,
Yeah.
man, this is crazy.
Yeah, hey, no, that dude, look, that match was nuts. You know what's funny? Even though we spent the majority of the time talking about SmackDown, Rampage wasn't terrible, but I'm gonna be honest. Speaking of Rampage, somebody said this. I'm gonna just bring it up on the show because why not? Shit, we need to fill some time and content. Somebody said that they should just make instead of canceling Rampage, they should just make it an all woman show. And there's been a lot of fans of AEW clamoring for some type of all women's show, considering the fact we barely get to see the goddamn women anyway.
True.
How would you feel about that? I don't
I
think
mean,
that's a
we
bad
can do
idea. I
that.
think that'd be something different.
Yeah, I can do that. I mean, I could be good with that. I'm fine with that. I mean, it's an hour. I mean, what is it gonna hurt? I don't think it can hurt anything at all. You give them opportunity to do what they do, and we get to see them grow and be better. So I'm feeling that.
And I think it'll bring a completely different vibe too. Just it'll break up the monotony a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that'd be dope. Clyde says they have all women showing. They do, but not on the
Not
stage.
yeah, not on AEW side.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think that'd be dope. I still want to know whatever happened to that second women's evolution pay-per-view. I thought the first one was cool, but I guess apparently it wasn't well enough to do a second one. What the hell?
I don't know, but yeah, just give them a women's show. Just give them a women's show. I think that would just be cool for them. It's an hour. It's late night. Yeah, they can do more. You can have, and it's not like, and it's an hour. You can really do something really cool with that.
And actually give them
Um,
time to tell some fucking meaningful stories.
right,
Shit.
and stuff that just kind of means something pushing forward. We got the House of Black.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. You catching up? You catching up? Yeah. 'Cause I saw that. I'm like, what the hell? Earl says, I would like to see WWE do it. Also, give the women both Raw and SmackDown. Move the men to NXT. Oh no. We ain't
Yeah,
doing
no. Whoa, wait a minute.
that.
Girl, you tripping? Hold on, what you
hey,
talking about?
hey, hey, hey. Now I will say you could get rid of a show like a main event. Don't nobody watch that shit and put the women. Oh, make it
No,
make
don't do that. No. First and foremost, I don't want to.
no
You don't need a
no.
show. I don't. No, I don't need a show full of hard meat anyway. I like my shows mixed up, so it's
Yeah.
fine. You keep the women on each show.
Yeah.
That don't need to happen. Um,
Hey, Earl trying to turn WWE into Slimers.
right, man. And let's be honest, man. You want to take, and I'm not. It's nothing against the women, but that just won't. You're gonna just leave them on the main show. Like there ain't enough popular women to keep a 3 hour Raw. Like you gonna need the women from SmackDown to show up on Raw just to make sure Raw got a good enough show to get. Nah, just keep the people on their own shows and split it up. Wow, man, that's give the women both Raw and SmackDown. Hey, yeah, I figure you just say one or the other, but you said give them both. I can see them getting one or the other. I can see that more than anything. You can give the women one or the other shows, but honestly, I just say you keep them all on. Keep them mixed up on all shows.
What we got coming up? Veterans Day
Tomorrow, I believe. I don't even think
tomorrow.
it's. I think it's tomorrow.
Real quick, I don't know if anybody on this
Is it
stream.
today?
I thought it was. I don't know. I thought it was today, but maybe I could be having my wires crossed. I don't know.
No, it was today. It was
Was it
today.
today?
Yeah, today and tomorrow. I guess. I don't know what.
Well, to any veterans that may or may not watch the stream, or if you're
Oh no, it's
related to a
tomorrow.
veteran, because
It's that.
I'm
No, it's
related.
tomorrow. I'm sorry.
Okay,
It is tomorrow.
because I'm related to a veteran. Few of them. Happy Veterans
Oh,
Day. Thank you for taking
yeah,
the
happy
time to serve
birthday to
our
the family out there for sure.
much love, much love. Just had to get that in real quick. Had to get the Veterans Day love. But hey, man, King, man, this your show, man. Finish talking to us, man. Tell us your likes, your dislikes. You know what I'm saying? What's going on?
Real quick, man. Starks beat Brett Vance, Jericho, and Don Callis. They hyped up their 8-man match for next week. The TNA Oldies beat up Ortiz. Soho got beat up by the dry ass Pound Cake. The Kingdom won their tag team match. Roddy Strong showed there ain't really nothing wrong with him. And then, of course, FTR pulled out a hell of a tag team match with Commander and El Vicino. And then, of course, the House of Black made their presence felt, which you thought that would have happened more for when the Ricky Starks and them came out. But I don't know. We'll see what goes from there. Outside of that, man, Rampage really wasn't much. They got a pay-per-view next week. They literally got a pay-per-view next week. So I'm not really was expecting anything tonight. Maybe next week will be more of the go home show for Rampage, Dynamite, Dynamite and Rampage will be the go home show for Full Gear on Saturday next week, the 18th. So yeah, man, we'll go from there, man. But other than that, man, that's it, man. That's the show. That's what it was. Earl says Army 9296, man. Salute to you, my brother. Thank you for your service. Glad that you are here kicking it with the GOW, man. That
Yes, sir.
your bravery allows us to sit here and do things like this. So we appreciate you and everyone else. Um, yeah, man, but that's about it, man. That's the show, man. That's the after dark show. I almost forgot what the hell the show name was. I almost pulled the franchise, man. I almost pulled the franchise.
Oh man. Oh hey, leave that drink alone.
I ain't even drinking. That's the whole thing. I ain't even drinking.
What?
Man.
Hey, we both sober on a Friday
Man,
night block
man,
party.
this is. I think that's the reason why we ain't tripping too much. RH Maria Canella's own all women's company. Yeah. I actually want to see more women come from it.
Yeah, whole bunch of Chris Statlanders. Yeah, couple of
Yeah.
Britt Bakers. Yeah, a couple of Thunder Rosas. Yeah, a couple of Tony Storms.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Chin up,
but
tits out. Let's go. And
yeah,
remember,
watch for the shoe.
like what? Like where the hell? Like I just want to know who the hell came up with that.
With
Like
the
was it
watch for the
her?
shoe.
Like who she with? Like how did that? Like what were they? Like where was everyone? What was people doing when they were trying to figure out? All right, what's gonna be your catchphrase? Chin up, tits out, and remember, watch for the shoe. I just started cracking up laughing. Like, all right, that's it. Let's go. We rolling with that.
Oh man. Hey, but you know it works because it's one of those things where it's like, okay, the chin up, tits out, okay, but it's like I think the watch for the shoe is perfect because it's like, okay, chin up, tits out. I don't think it'll work if you just it feel like it's missing something. But then you say, watch for the shoe. It's
Yeah, then
like
you see a shoe coming and you ducking. I'm like, what the hell?
it's like, okay, chin up, tits out. All right, what's the third rule? Oh, next thing you know, you're getting smacked up the head with a chancla.
Oh man, but yeah, man. AEW is all about sky blue.
Yeah. Well. I think he's talking aesthetics.
I mean, that could be true. Clive says Goldust wants to own his wrestling soon. I mean, he I don't know how much more time he got. He better get started on that right now. I mean, he is in a company where his brother did kind of help start one, so I guess he kind of already got his wish. I would just have to take what you do in AEW and call it that. I thought Dusty had a training facility that the boys on. Yeah, they do. The heart
The
the
Nightmare
nightmare
Factory.
the nightmare factory. That's the Rose. That's their stuff.
Yeah.
That's all right. They help train. They help train the next big things. And honestly, that's probably better than trying to have a company.
Yeah. I mean, and it's a lot less on you. Like literally, you're just responsible for training. You ain't got to worry about none of the others behind the scenes shit. Just train these motherfuckers and ship them on out. There you go.
All right, let them go. Like, hey man, you make it where you're supposed to, man. If you're good enough, they'll sign you.
Hell yeah, you know me. I wasn't good enough. That's why I'm sitting here talking to y'all.
Hey man, if the littlest big man can do it, you can do it, man.
Hey, that is a lie.
That is
Okay,
not a lie, sir. Rey Mysterio is one of the greatest of all times, man. You
and
put that
I'm
mask on, and I'm pretty sure you will feel the persona of Rey Mysterio.
yeah okay. Yeah, I'm gonna end up in the goddamn veterans hall, bro.
Yeah.
With
Oh,
broken
shit.
knees and broken caps, I'm gonna be fighting motherfuckers at the VA for that health care, man.
You stupid. Hell
But
no.
all jokes aside, hey, we love y'all. We love y'all. Hey, we love the people, man. Again, to everybody who took the time to join the GOW. And with that being said, I'm the franchise. He's the king. And until next time, we'll see you when we see you.